As some of you might know, Seiko likes to keep all the good stuff for themselves back in Japan. And I have two of my favorite watches that are JDM. And we're going to take a look at them and find out why. Stick with me. Alright, so what are we looking at here? So I have two new old stock Seikos that I bought. This one's a little newer than this one. But this one is called the Seiko Landtrek. And a lot of people didn't really like the look of this watch. I love it. But this came out with two other models. If some of you Seiko fans know the Seiko mile marker, that's the same exact thing as this watch. It also came out with a version of the Seiko Alpinist that also had, I believe, the same movement in it. This is an 8F56 movement. And you'll see under the little GMT hand there, it's perpetual calendar. And it is solid titanium. Nice little double clasp there. I mean, this thing weighs nothing. But yeah, this didn't really sell that well, just because of, the way it looks. It's kind of got that, it's kind of tall. I'll do a whole review on this watch too. And it was kind of chunky, but it did have the perpetual calendar in it. It is a four-hander, with the GMT hand there, and the compass bezel. This was kind of like part of their all-outdoor series. Like, the mile marker was, you could use it for maps, charting your trek on a map. This one you can use the compass bezel and it tracks a different time zone. And the Alpinist, same way. And a lot of people don't think that the Alpinist was ever quartz. It was quartz in this. The perpetual calendar on this one, sadly, is not really user settable. And I'll get in this in the review when I do this. But it pretty much has to be set from the factory. And then you just can't really skip a battery change that much. It also takes a proprietary battery. And you have to order a battery specifically for this watch. So you can set it. You can set the perpetual calendar, but it requires taking off the back and shorting out some points on the circuit board so it knows what day, month, year it is. But the date will always be right. It knows what year it is, what month it is, and what day it is, so it'll always be right. And it comes with this like super crappy pillow. And you can tell JDM right off the bat. Everything is in Japanese. There's kind of the original card for it. SBCJ007. The SBCJ line, you can look it up. I think the mile marker was an SBCJ too. The Alpinist, I think, was something different. But came with that. You got your, it's still wrapped up. But the the instruction booklet, all in Japanese. And then I still have just one extra link for it. And this is a full set link. I have a 19 centimeter wrist, so I just need to take one link out. So this, and the also thing about some of this JDM stuff is it's not terribly expensive. I don't remember exactly what I paid for this one, but since these models were kind of lost in the sauce, no one really bought them. They're not terribly expensive. These 8F56 movements were kind of the precursor to this watch. That's why I wanted to show you this one first. This watch, you could set the date, the time, and the date would always be right. This one is not perpetual calendar, but it is radio controlled. So they were doing this kind of before they really knew what direction to go with. Let's just do a movement that is a perpetual calendar, or do we just go radio controlled and update it every day? This is also high accuracy. I think the manual states 20 seconds a year. The 8F56s were really highly accurate. So that's that one. This one is was also new old stock from Japan. And it's not officially in the Seiko Astron line, although it's pretty much a Seiko Astron. I think this was kind of their, I can't remember what the line was, the selection line, I think, but it was part of a line that mimicked the Seiko Astron in Japan. They still sold the Astron in Japan, but this was kind of sold alongside it. That's the warranty card. Pop this open. And there it is. So it comes with the little Seiko cloth, and we have the hang tags in here. SBTM 289 for 66,000, whatever they have over there. So yeah, so this one is solar, where this one isn't. This one is the 7B75 movement, and it's radio controlled. And this was kind of like, pretty much like the standard now. They kind of dipped away the perpetual calendar route, and kind of went with more of the radio controlled route. But this is also solid titanium, so it's super duper light on the wrist. This bracelet is really, really comfortable, and it's just got the single double trigger clasp there. So yeah, this one doesn't have the problem that one does, where you have to, you can't really set the calendar. This one updates every night. And you can see kind of, and I'll do a full review on this one too, but you can see it's a world timer. So if you're looking to travel, you can just turn this to a different time zone, whatever time zone you want to turn it to, and she'll do that. And then you can also, there's a little button right here, and you can check, if you use a toothpick and push it, it'll say, let's see, right here, it'll say yes and no, that it received it or not. And you can also change what station it's receiving from around the world. WWBB here, and you can see it's right here on this side, right here, WWBB. That's the station that this one receives its time information from. So every day, this one gets the date, the time, to the second, and it is always accurate to the second. But both of these watches would have sold, I think, amazing over here. Well, maybe not that one. That one might not have. This one, I mean, there's very different versions of watches that are kind of like this, but yeah. So let's take it back up on top and close it out. All right, so there you have it. JDM stuff is definitely worth going after. If you can get on Chrono 24, I bought one of these off Chrono 24. One of them I think was off of eBay. But the JDM stuff just seems to be just that much better in some categories and they just had different stuff over there. So having some of these different models that you're not going to see out in the wild. No one's, I don't think I'm ever going to see a Land Trek out in the wild. But don't be afraid to go outside your market and see what other stuff was kind of released from different manufacturers for those different markets. So I hope that gives a little bit of light on expanding your horizons when you're looking at watches And we'll see you on the next video. Take care.